Hello, Cancers, and welcome to your 2025 yearly horoscope. We start with Mars retrograding back into your first house on the 7th of January. So, as we begin the year, Mars is still retrograde in Leo, and then on the 7th of January, it retrogrades into your first house. So, overall, here, Mars will be retrograde in Cancer in your first house until February the 23rd. Think about what you happened in your life, in your personal life, around September, October, when Mars was in Cancer, because you might be returning to some goals, ideas, projects that you were working on during that phase, or perhaps some ideas that you had. At the same time, this transit could also make you feel demotivated and lacking energy to make progress in your life. For this reason, this is an amazing time for working on what you already have established. Anything brand new will require more effort and it might be delayed. So for this reason, it's good to work on what you've worked with or the ideas that you had around September, October 2024. And then once the retrograde is over on the 24th of February, then you can start to initiate and implement fresh and brand new energies into your life. Now, here at the same time, the nodes will shift and move into Pisces and Virgo on the 29th of January. It's a huge event. Every time the nodes change signs, things happen. Of course, this is also connected to the eclipses, because in September 2024, we had the very first eclipse in Pisces, and here in 2025, we've got 3 eclipses on Pisces and Virgo axis. So clearly, there is a lot happening here in the area of communication, in the area of higher learning, your beliefs, your worldviews. This is all undergoing a major shift. Now, here Saturn is still in your 9th house this year. However, Saturn will also move into Aries temporarily in the middle of the year. But first of all, with the nodes moving into the 9th and the 3rd house, wherever the North Node is present, we get support from the universe. Things happen easier. They don't require so much energy. With the South Node energy, that's your 3rd house, your community, short distance travel, communication, social interactions, your siblings. There is a shift of energy in a way that you need to drift away from any outdated ways of relating to others, communicating with others. It looks like your mindset is shifting on a big, big scale. These energies are connecting to the need to move away from something that is restricting, limiting. Here you want to spread your wings, especially after Saturn's transit in Pisces, that could have restricted your ability to be free, independent, or perhaps you couldn't travel as much as you would have hoped. And here with the nodes activating these areas of your life, these are generally transits that are connected to that possibility, opportunities for expanding your horizons, your wisdom, possibilities that generally will help you to feel free, independent. And this could be also connected to generally starting new hobbies, new interests, something that can broaden your horizons, something that can broaden your wisdom. So there is a lot of expansive energy as well. You could be learning languages and studying to become a coach. Astrology is also highlighted overall, higher learning. Travel, definitely travel, foreign travel as well during this time, but to maybe some further destinations, not just the immediate environments. Now, here with the South Node in your 3rd house, this is generally connected to change of how you see things, how you think about things. It's your intellect, it's your mind. Your mindset is really, really highlighted here. And with the South Node energy, there's a shift. So you're shifting away, you're moving away from the outdated ways of relating to others, outdated beliefs, life philosophies as well. So we've got eclipses here. We've got 3 eclipses on Pisces and Virgo axis this year. We've got 1 eclipse in Pisces and 2 in Virgo. So in spring, we will have, or let's put it in March, because you might be watching it from Australia, and It won't be spring in March on your end. So here in March, we've got two eclipses, solar eclipse in Aries. So the final eclipse in Aries, on Aries and Libra axis, and that's your 10th house. So some new beginnings in your career, in your outside world, perhaps maybe some recognition for your hard work. Maybe you are retiring. Maybe you want to start a brand new project in your retirement phase of life. Maybe this is about a new job opportunity, new contract, whatever it is here, it will depend on your circumstances. But overall, this is about something connected to your worldly achievements, your outside world, public image, public persona. And then we've got at the same time, in the same month, there will be an eclipse in Virgo. It's a lunar eclipse in Virgo, so that's your 3rd house. This could be connected to having to deal with some important news as well, making important decisions. But at the same time, you could be completing a written project, a website, for example. You might be launching a project of an intellectual nature, a website or a course of study, whatever it is here, dealing with lots of intellectually stimulating energy, but at the same time, this is connected to conclusions. And as per lunar eclipse, this isn't connected to some brand new energies. This is related to whatever you started during the new moon in Virgo in 2023. Right, now in September, on the other hand, we will have a solar eclipse in Virgo and a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So here we will have the activation of the 3rd and the 9th house in September. So this is yet again connected to some intellectually stimulating projects, goals, ideas, plans that can open your horizons, that can help you to make progress in your life, that can help you to feel free, more adventurous, that can generally bring more stimulation in your life, into your life. So here, major decisions, opportunities, projects of some sort here. This is September 2025. We've got Mercury Retrograde this year happening in the fire signs primarily. And this is Aries, so that's your 10th house, Leo, your 2nd house, and also Sagittarius, your 6th house. So your work is very much highlighted, your income, your finances. So you will be reevaluating your financial situation, your work environment, work conditions. You might be reconnecting with ex-coworkers. Generally, this year is all about maybe not all about, but I think with Saturn and Neptune coming to your 10th house, and this in 2025, they will just make a little appearance and give you a little flavor of what you can expect in 2026, 2027. Mind you, Neptune will stay in Aries until 2039. It's a really long transit. So this year you get a little taste, and at the same time, because of that, you will be reassessing your career situation, your retirement situation, whatever it is that is connected to your retirement, career, profession, work, but at the same time, how you generate your income, how you make money. This is all also very much the case here. So it's really interesting because many Cancers will be moving into a very different career sphere with Saturn coming here. Saturn is connected to maturity, old age. So very often with Saturn, of course, Saturn is a karmic planet. So this is also when you will be either rewarded for your hard work, or maybe this is also about having to go through some really important lessons that you failed to learn in the last 7 years since Saturn squared your 10th house, Aries. Here, your midheaven might be in a different sign, so definitely also have a look at that, because the biggest event happens when Saturn reaches the MC, by the way. But that's on a side note. So yes, so generally here, as we already speaking on about Saturn and Neptune, so Saturn will come here in May 25th until September the 1st. And Neptune will come here on the 30th of March until October the 22nd. So Neptune will reach the 2nd degree of Aries and Saturn will reach the 1st degree of Aries. So very different energies. With Saturn, it's all about structure, discipline, and order, and responsibility, maturity, boundaries. Saturn generally brings this amazing opportunity for moving into a position of authority, but at the same time, your responsibilities, your worldly responsibilities will likely increase as well. Because when Saturn is in the 10th house, we are very busy in the outside world. When Saturn is in the 4th house, things are happening at home and we need to build the foundation of our home. And there isn't much happening in the career sense. There are delays. So simultaneously, you will see that that the focus is on the outside world, on your outside persona rather than the inner world. Well, Neptune brings confusion, delusion, of course. So with Neptune, it's really important to be grounded in the reality and to be able to distinguish reality from fantasy. You will have to watch out for any mentors or opportunists, so to speak, who might give you this amazing idea of what you could possibly achieve if you follow a certain path, or if you subscribe or sign up to a certain scheme. And it might sound like, an amazing opportunity, but here you have to watch out for any unrealistic opportunities that might come up and show up during the duration of this transit. It's very easy to make the wrong decision with Neptune transiting this area of your life. So definitely this is a transit when you need to have a good understanding of your path, of the path you want to follow, of the direction you want to follow. And you see, we are lucky that Saturn is here, because Saturn will ground us. Saturn was pulling us to the earth, while Neptune is pulling us away from the earth. So we are lucky that Saturn is here with Neptune initially, because this will help us to stay grounded. And hopefully it will prepare us also for the long stay of Neptune in our 10th house. But at the same time, Neptune can bring so much creativity, so much spiritual energy. A lot of Cancers will be attracted to careers in the spiritual world, healing industry as well. So healing, spirituality, astrology, this sort of dynamics will be definitely appeal. Or maybe even if you don't want to make it your career, it might be that it will become your great interest, your great hobby, a side hustle even, something that you really want to dedicate a lot of your time and energy. And at the same time, you might also attract a lot of professionals into your life who will want to, who will come from these fields, these industries. Now, for those who are retired, this would also mean that you want to study something connected to spirituality. Maybe it's something that you've always wanted to do, but you didn't have a chance, and now you've got time for doing so, and you want this to be your primary focus. Right. So we've done the eclipses. Venus will be retrograde in April and in March and April, first in Aries and then in Pisces. So Venus is the feminine planet. So with Venus retrograde, this is when you will be reassessing your connections with other females in your life, females connected to your professional life, females connected to some professional worldly achievements. You might be reconnecting with ex-superiors, bosses, managers, for example. They might reach out to you and offer you an opportunity. And at the same time, you will be reviewing your finances, because Mercury will be also retrograde around this time in your 10th house of career. Neptune will come into your 10th house on the 30th of March. So this will also stimulate the need to think carefully about your financial situation. If you're not satisfied, then here and in this satisfaction might actually become really vivid and apparent around this time, and you'll be finding solutions during this retrograde, because then Venus will be retrograde in your 9th house. So here again, there's a lot of energy that is connected to reconnecting with other females, other business professionals as well. But here at the same time, this is about reviewing your belief system, your life philosophy. It's a great time for learning languages, returning to languages that perhaps you learned in the past, and perhaps you got discouraged or you didn't have time. And then here with Venus retrograde, with the nodes, the North Node in Pisces, Saturn still, it's a good time for learning languages, because here Saturn gives you a lot of this self-discipline. Also, Uranus will move into Gemini on July the 7th until November the 8th. And Gemini, that's your 12th house. Uranus here is connected to endings and closures in the next 7 years, that's for sure, in your private life. This could also make you become really fascinated with astrology, spirituality, but I think this could also disrupt your sleeping pattern, and perhaps you'll have to find some new ways to deal with your sleeping routine. So as I mentioned in the previous videos, what I found helpful during my insomnia episodes was Bach remedies, or pink or white noise, or lavender mist. With Uranus in the 12th house, so in karmic astrology, this natal placement indicates a connection to the Atlantis, So I think maybe this is also about a strong interest in the ancient world, in the ancient history, for example, in ancient civilizations. I've been actually watching recently a really interesting program about the lost ancient civilizations on Netflix. And actually this confirms a lot what I read in the books by Dolores Cannon. So that was quite fascinating. Right. So finally, Jupiter is moving into your first house on the 9th of June. So that's really great. It's going to be a 1-year transit until June the 30th, 2026. So with Jupiter here, there's lack, there's abundance, there's optimism, but sometimes there is too much of it even. So we need to watch out for any tendencies connected to overextend. When we overextend ourselves, when we are over optimistic, when we overindulge in certain foods, meals, sugar, for example. And at the same time with Jupiter here, Jupiter will especially feel lucky when it connects with your natal placements, when it reaches your ascendant degree as well. But overall, you won't feel it like every single day throughout the whole duration, throughout the duration of this transit. But at the same time, you need to watch your diet, because Jupiter is connected to fatty foods and saucy foods. So you might be craving saucy foods or curries and this sort of things. And generally, it's very easy to gain weight during Jupiter's transit in the first house, Jupiter on the sun, Jupiter on the moon, Jupiter trining our placements or sextiling our nodes. This is also the case, but overall Jupiter can bring a lot of opportunities. It's a brand new 12-year cycle, so new opportunities, new prospects, new ideas, new projects. It could be a really fun time, but it won't be every single day for the duration of this transit, but especially, as I mentioned, when it connects with your natal placement, something to watch out for is generally your diet. Other than that, you might see yourself traveling more than usual, opportunities for travel, opportunities for broadening your horizons, engaging in activities that generally offer opportunities to move forward with your life, with your goals as well. So thank you very much, Cancers. I wish you a productive year, and until the next time, bye for now.